Lotus feet of Vice Prabhu. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you for everything you have done for Srila Prabhupada, for ISKCON movement, and for myself personally. We all know that you were instrumental to help ISKCON in very critical situations. And you were always there to come with a solution to the problems. Everyone knows that you have brilliant intelligence, and this intelligence saved ISKCON many times, and your intelligence saved myself personally also many times. Many times your wisdom, your intelligence, and your common sense actually saved me. One very brilliant feature of your wisdom, of your intelligence, is that you are a very sane person. It's not so common in ISKCON. And you actually maintained your sanity, and you helped so many other devotees to maintain their sanity. This kind of, on the border of common sense, sanity is extremely important in Krishna consciousness, because sometimes we import in Krishna consciousness so many mystical ideas. The mystical side of Krishna consciousness is there, but sometimes we try to unnecessarily exploit this mystical side. Where there is a place for common sense, we try to import mysticism. But you were exactly right when you were using your common sense, where the common sense is necessary, without relinquishing the mystical side of our process. So thank you very much for this. And this is actually a scientific process. What is, in my humble opinion, the most significant contribution of yours to ISKCON is that you very consistently maintain that Krishna consciousness is a science. Not just as a religion, not just as a mystical kind of cult, but it's a science. So, and you were very consistent in pushing this idea that Krishna consciousness is science and it's a scientific process, and therefore we have to approach it with the scientific attitude, not just as fanatics who are hoping for mercy. I would like to little disagree with Jivanath Prabhu, who was glorifying you as a spiritual master. I agree completely with him that's common sense or common knowledge, Krishna consciousness, that we have to follow a spiritual master, but I totally disagree with him that we should do it in a robotic way. I think to really follow the instructions of a spiritual master, you have to have intelligence. Otherwise, it will not be the following, it will be imitation. Once I remember in one of your lectures, you said that some of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada were following him, and some of the disciples, they were imitating him. They were using, the walking cane, making some expressions like him. And imitation actually is not following. There is externally it may look similar, but actually there is a gulf of difference between the two, because imitation is tinged with envy. You want to become like him, you want to become him. Not want to become like him or follow him and ultimately achieve what he has achieved. So this is what you did, and Krishna consciousness is a consistent science. So I would like to also thank you for your consistency in this approach to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we take some part which we understand or which we like, and we kind of don't really follow the other part. But what I like about your example in following Krishna consciousness is that you're very consistent. I remember very clearly the year when you were GBC chairman, and this was the only year when we had GBC meetings in another place, in this academy near Goshala, and you started it according to the astrological calculations. You were the only chairman who respected the ancient science of astrology, because that's a part of the scientific process of Krishna consciousness. It's a very important part. And I saw how other people didn't respect it, didn't really care about it. So your saying consistent and very intelligent contribution, as I said, saved many people, and I'm one of them, and here I am expressing my gratitude to you. And of course you have a very special sense of humor that also should not be underestimated. I remember once we were in Russia and you were giving seminar on Varnashrama. At that time, and we were walking outside of Moscow, and you said to me, this is the phrase which I will never forget, you said to me that sometimes you were teasing Mukunda Maharaj because you were very close friends with him. And he said, Mukunda, you have to admit that your spiritual master was a PR disaster. Because at that time, Mukunda Maharaj was communication minister. You were doing this. And in a very loving way, you were actually glorifying Srila Prabhupada by saying this with a very beautiful sense of humor. So thank you very much for everything you have done and you are doing and you will be doing again and again and again at your lotus feet. I'm your humble servant, Bhakti Vigьяна Goswami. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripasindhubhyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shripad Ravindra Swarupe ki jai.